All right, what's up, guys? So we're back at it again with another video here. So today is the second workout of the week. It's Wednesday, and I figured I would just kind of let the footage play of the workout and do a little voiceover. So what I wanted to do today is not only just show you what I did in my workout, but also maybe talk on a certain topic. And I figured, what better topic to discuss than why I, transitioned from lifting really heavy, doing powerlifting and stuff, to more body weight, calisthenic, home workouts about 5 or so years ago. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, what I'm doing right here is it's supposed to be the 10 sets of 50% of your max pull-ups. That K Bogues outlined in his pull-up program. I am reducing the volume and changing the grips throughout these 10 sets. So my max reps is 12 pull-ups. So technically I should be doing 10 sets of 6. That's a little bit just too much for me right now anyways. So what I started with was I did the first 4 sets with 4 reps, and then I did my last 6 sets with 3 reps. And as you can see, again, I was changing the grips every 2 or 3 sets or so, I believe. This felt really good. He does suggest a 1-minute rest in between these sets. I didn't time them super specific. I almost guarantee I was resting less than a minute, probably more like 30-ish seconds between sets. But again, it felt really good. I really do like this workout. And so yeah, what I will do is just kind of interlay and talk about why I switched from heavy lifting to this type of training. And then as the video progresses, I will kind of chime in on the workout itself. But topic at hand, why I switched from lifting heavy. So I kind of have 4 main points that I'll kind of elaborate on a little bit. The first one was just pain. So I guess a little bit of backstory was, I've always, when I started lifting back in high school, and then after high school and college, I always did lift heavier, heavy barbell movements, squats, deadlifts, rows, bench press, overhead press, a lot of barbell stuff and machines, but always lifting really heavy. But I did get into powerlifting and competitive powerlifting for, about, I would say, a couple years. And it was fun. It definitely was. It was a nice experience, but it caused a ton of pain. And this isn't just the powerlifting either. I was doing squats and deadlifts before I was competitively powerlifting too. But when I was really chasing to get stronger on those movements and just in general, just put as much weight on the barbell as I could, I could definitely tell I was incurring a lot more pain. So, and that was just joints, ligaments, tendons, a lot of tendonitis, things like that. And it just made the rest of the day and the week not fun. It made, if I wanted to go out on a hike, I was like, oh man, my patellar tendons or my quad tendons are all inflamed from the squats and all this stuff, and I just didn't want to do it. And that's not what I'm about. So I want to be able to just go out on a hike and not worry about being in pain. And that's what this type of training I do now facilitates, just feeling good day to day. As you can see here, I'm doing some push-ups. I'm not even counting reps here. I'm just kind of concentrating on good, solid movement, targeting my chest, triceps, and shoulders here. But yeah, so besides pain, now with this type of training again, I don't have that pain at all. And then the next one is kind of intertwined with that first point. It's the injury risk. So obviously lifting heavier and pushing the limits on putting as much weight on the bar as you can comes with an increase in injury risk, right? To the point where I ended up tearing my pec, actually. So when I was training it was during a powerlifting meet that I was bench pressing and tore my pec. I actually tore most of the muscle fibers from the tendon. So the tendon itself didn't tear from the bone, which Ideally, it actually probably it would have. That way, it would have been an easier recovery, and it would have been as much of an issue, because actually tends to be an easier surgery from my understanding. But the tendons actually pulled away and tore from the muscle tissue itself. So I did have surgery on it, but he wasn't able to really stitch it all together apparently. So I do have an indention on my right pec still, and will always. It doesn't give me any pain. Sometimes if I try to do like dips, I don't really like the feeling of that. But besides that, it's good. So yeah, injury risk is just way higher. You start squatting a lot and going really heavy. The risk of tearing your quad tendons and patellar tendons and things like that just go way up. So I'm almost 32 now. I just don't want to have to go to the hospital and get surgeries anymore, and along with just feeling beat up all the time. So yeah. The risk of injury with bodyweight stuff is obviously just drastically lower. So that's why I do that as well. The third point is time. So when I was lifting heavy, going to the gym a lot, and especially powerlifting, I mean, a workout could take 2.5 hours easy, because you got to warm up to your top sets, your top heaviest sets, which take a while. And then you're resting a lot between each set to make sure you have enough strength, be as strong as you can each set. So yeah, it was a lot of time investment doing that. And now it's the exact opposite. I mean, it doesn't take literally, as far as like warm-ups go, I take maybe 2 or 3 minutes to just kind of do some arm swings and do a couple reps of a pull-up or a push-up, and I'm good to go right in my first set. So, with warm-ups and the actual workout, it sometimes takes me 15 minutes, sometimes takes me 30 minutes, but very rarely would a workout ever take me more than 30 minutes. And again, I'm doing it all at home, so I don't have to commute to the gym, from the gym, do all that stuff, wait for equipment. So it just drastically decreases the time. So that's another reason why I like to train the way I do now. And then a fourth point that I have down is actually that to me personally, I felt like chasing numbers, like putting weight on the bar and just getting as strong as I could, or just lifting heavy in general, really promoted my body to want to eat more, if that makes sense. And my goal now is definitely not to gain weight. If anything, it's the opposite, right? I'm just trying to feel good and feel athletic, and have a good physique, but also be able to run around and perform well if need be, and not be out of breath. So yeah, I'm not trying to be super big like I used to be. I actually used to be 270 pounds at my heaviest, actually, when I was really trying to chase getting bigger and lifting heavier. And I think I might actually throw some videos of some of my powerlifting days and lifting heavier days and just being bigger. I might throw some videos or pictures of me right here. Yeah, so this is back in probably 2019. So 6 years ago, when I was kind of deep into my powerlifting days, doing some deadlifts. And this was fun at the time, but man, it's brutal and does not feel good on the body at all. And also being that just heavy body weight too, bad for the blood pressure and all that stuff. So anyways, kind of touching on that last point of eating more, doing some heavy deadlifts like that and lifting heavy in general, to me, it just made me so hungry and makes me so hungry. So it facilitates me wanting to eat more, and that's not my goal. I don't want to be, I don't want to gain a ton of body weight. So this type of training I do with more body weight stuff and just the home training that I've been doing the last 4 or 5 years, it doesn't make me want to eat as much, which is good. So that's it, guys.